video I'll show you how to make famous detox cabbage soup, step by step, and all the ingredients. On a cabbage soup diet you'll be eating around 1000 calories per day, which automatically is less than you need, which means you will lose weight. So it's based on calories in and calories out. So it's how many calories you're eating and how many you're burning. So I will show you all the ingredients. This is original recipe without any ingredients which you shouldn't eat, any not clean ingredients. All the ingredients in here, as you can see, are fresh and clean. So I'm gonna go through all the ingredients in a minute. All you need for your original recipe. There will be another video with the actual diet plan for 7 days. On this diet you're allowed to eat some fruit, veggies. It's mostly clean, everything is clean, so your diet is pretty healthy, and there's lots of veggies, fruit, lean meats, rice, potato. So we're gonna start with I'm gonna show you all the ingredients you need to make a cabbage soup, original cabbage soup, with all clean ingredients. In some of the recipes they say that you can add salt, which is not very good for you, not healthy, so you don't want to be using it for a detox soup. So we'll need some water just to cover. We're gonna cut basically all those ingredients in small chunks, small pieces, and then we're gonna cover our soup with water just above all the ingredients to make sure it's nicely cooked, and then we'll have a soup which will be, still soup consistency, but it will be just right. So we'll need some water. You can decide how much water you need once you cook all your ingredients. We'll need, the main ingredients is cabbage, 1 head of cabbage, not lettuce, cabbage. Then we'll need 2 green peppers. It has to be green. Green peppers they are more healthy than the other colors, so that's the best ones you can get. So green peppers. We've got whole celery, so we want to put whole celery. We're gonna cut it in small chunk. Don't worry if you don't like it, it will be in a soup with the tomatoes, so we'll be fine. We just need some chopped tomatoes, 1 can of chopped tomatoes, 400 grams. The best one is Mutti. This one's the Italian chopped tomatoes, and those are 100% Italian. Definitely the best brand of tomatoes. There's basically, when you look at the ingredients, if you check any other ones, there might be some other stuff added. In here the ingredients are basically 99.8% of tomatoes and a bit of salt. That's it. This is what you want. You don't want anything added to it. So if you pay attention to tomatoes cans when you're buying them, when you next time in the supermarket, just compare ingredients of your chopped tomatoes and you will see that this is definitely far the best tomatoes you want when you're making clean food. So definitely recommend it. So we've got our tomatoes, 1 can will be fine. We've got 1 onion. We've got some garlic. I did have some garlic handy, so I'm just going to use it. That's optional. If you don't like garlic, totally leave it out, or you can put as much as little as you want. Garlic is healthy for you, especially in the winter. So we're making a soup at the end of the day, so I want to add a bit of a garlic. You can leave it out. And then we've got some organic vegetable stock. In some recipes, if they're telling you to use a stock, or even is as bad as they're telling you to use powder soup, which got lots of crap in it. So make sure you use this brand is very good, Kalo. You need to make sure that your stock is low salt. It's very important. So this one is low salt, low sodium, so you want to make this, you want to use those. We're only gonna use this is our organic kale. The chicken one if you wanted to, but make sure it's a low salt one, and do not add any salt to it. In some recipes I noticed they saying to add salt, pepper, anything you want. I mean, pepper is fine, but we don't want to be adding salt. You know those baby food which are recommended for babies and there's no salt? You shouldn't be adding any salt for baby food. That's exactly what it is. It's not good for you for a reason. So we're not going to be adding any salt. We're only going to use a veggie stock, Kale, the best brand, and it's reduced salt, very low salt as you can see in here, and that's what we want to go for. We're not gonna sabotage ourselves on a diet. We want to have detox. If you want to make a detox cabbage soup, those are all ingredients you need. So whole celery, we're gonna use all of this. Cabbage, which helps with digestions. Green peppers, make sure they are green, they are for a reason. Green. Water, we don't want anything else than water. Tomatoes, which doesn't have anything added to it, just pure tomatoes with a tiny bit of salt. Onion, just white onion. Garlic is optional, and a stock, chicken or veggie stock, but it has to have low salt. That's really important. And that's all our ingredients for a soup. I will show you how to make it now. Very easy, very quick, and it will last us for like probably 3 days, depends how much you're gonna be eating. You can eat, remember, you can eat as much as you want of the soup while you're on this diet, and the diet will be a week. Okay, our first step is cut all the ingredients. The best is to start with cabbage. So we're gonna cut everything and put it in a pot you will be using to make us. Once we cut a cabbage as small pieces as possible, we're gonna add some celery, whole celery, then peppers on small pieces, then we're gonna add some onion, then we're gonna add some tomatoes, chicken stock one, and then we'll make sure we put water, and so it's just above all the other ingredients. So we're gonna start with the cabbage. Okay, I've got our pan ready in here, so we're gonna throw all the ingredients in here to one pan and cook everything in one, which is nice and easy. We've got our cabbage, so whole head of cabbage. What we'll do, we can do, is get rid of first layer of the cabbage leaf, this one. Then we're gonna cut it in half and then another half. So we're gonna have 4 quarters there of a cabbage, and then we'll go cut the end so we can have a cabbage straight on the chopping board. And now again half, and this one in half. Okay, so we've got 2 halves in here, and then this one, make sure you cut it that way, lengthwise, where you've got end in here. That's really important because it will be easier to cut it. Okay, and we're gonna get rid of that part because it's hard. So that's important, how you cook. Okay, so that's our cabbage here. We're gonna start with that one. The best way is to move it around like this, and then what we're gonna be doing, as you can see in here, we're gonna be cutting slowly there, and then we're gonna get rid of that hard piece in here. That's going to be how our cabbage should look like when we cut it. Slowly we're going further and further and further. As you can see, it's all nice fresh layers, and then they are quite finely chopped. That's what definitely don't want the massive chunks of the cabbage. It's important. Okay, I will just show you how much you can get from 1/4 of the cabbage. Look how nicely, finely it's chopped. It's very easy, but you have to do it right way, that's all. So this one doesn't even have the hard end because it's all in here. Can you see this part in here? It's gonna be cut out completely because it's hard. We're gonna cut it out. Okay, we're gonna finish the rest of the cabbage now and transfer everything to the pan. So as you can see in here, we've got our cabbage, which is cut really nicely, perfect. And in here, what I wanted to say is this white bit in here, you can completely get rid of. It's hard. Or if you're using this bit in here, you can still use it, but obviously there will be a difference between this and this part. This one is nice and soft, and you gotta cut it like small pieces, but the white one, you need to make sure if you're using that part, you can use it, of course, that's no problem, that's still nice healthy cabbage. You just need to make sure it's cut in small pieces too, otherwise it's gonna be harder, and the other one are gonna overcook, and this one gonna be finally cooked. Cabbage got this to itself that it's gonna cook long time to be nice and soft. You want it nice and soft in your soup. You don't want hard pieces. You want to cook it. So if you want to be lazy, you can just cut this out completely, definitely, and cut this out. You don't need to use it. If you want to cut it and use it, make sure you cut it this part and cut it the same small size as the rest of the cabbage, so it's cooked the same when you cook your soup. Okay, as you can see in here, we have finished now our cabbage. So that's our whole cabbage. As you can see in here, it's quite a lot of cabbage, but once it's cooked, it's gonna soften, it's gonna reduce basically. So we've got our cabbage. Next stop is our celery, whole celery, including the leaves. They are all healthy, so we're gonna use it. Obviously we're gonna cut the end out. We're still gonna add some peppers and onion, tomatoes. So let's get on with celery now. Okay, now we're gonna cut out the end completely. So we're gonna cut it something like this. So it's nice and easy. We've got them all separated. Easy. I have divided that by 3 parts. So we're gonna do this one, then this one, and this one. Each one also I've cut in half. Can you see in here? I've cut it in half because it's gonna be smaller pieces straight away. So I'm gonna cut it once and it's done. Start from here. Okay, we're gonna start from the top and going to the end. So we want something like this, as you can see in here. I'll just keep going. And this is how we want to cut our celery. Now we're gonna cut our peppers, small pieces. Okay, we're gonna cut our peppers. Of course, we're gonna get rid of the seeds and inside. Our peppers we're gonna put in like pieces like this. They don't have to be too small. It's quite soft anyway, so it doesn't need that much cooking, so it will be completely fine like this. Comparing to celery, even a bit bigger than celery. Okay, that's peppers done. And I just wanted to mention that if you, for example, don't like onion, you don't need to add it. You can get rid of some ingredients, but you can't change them. That's very important. So we need peppers, green peppers, we need cabbage, and we need celery. But if you don't like onions, you can do it without. Okay, I'm gonna be only adding half of the onion. That will be enough. This is how our onion look. As you can see, it's cooked nice and fine. Okay, now we can add our tomatoes, whole can, which is 400 grams. We're gonna add one of those very low salt organic veggie stock straight in. And our last ingredient is water. We're going to add water to the very top. Last thing I want to mention is always put the cabbage at the very bottom because it needs the longest to cook. It's usually very hard, so it needs the longest to cook. So all the cabbage on the bottom, then celery, then your peppers, and then tomatoes and onions. 1 hour without the cover, and it's nice and easy. All the ingredients throw to 1 pan and it's done. And remember, you can add some fresh pepper too, but no salt. A freshly cooked whole pot of cabbage soup, which you can eat as much as you want to. Nice clean ingredients, freshly done, home cooked, so you know every ingredient which went into it, and definitely the best for detoxing your body.